All right, now do I need to push the go on that one to get it going?
No, I'm good.
That one's going, okay? That one's going too. All right, let me get my burger dialed in. So for those of you on the internet, we're at The Habit. You see the little glass? There it is. The Habit in Visalia. Eating outside. Hopefully you'll be able to hear us over the sound of the cars going by. And I'm putting A1 on my burger. So as always, it's me and Don Goosh. And we gotta talk shop. That help?
You need the bigger one. Are you using the biggest one or the medium one?
I think we were using the biggest one.
That did help a little bit, but let's try this.
I was telling Don Goosh when we were standing in line that for some reason I'm starving today. Maybe it's because I got a haircut. It's affecting my appetite. So I'll be able to see if this one turns off.
Yeah.
Which is weird. That last time.
Yeah, I don't know what caused that. Weird.
All right, let me catch you up on what's been going on with these damn videos. So, we're starting to do so many of them that I'm doing a lot more downloading on my computer in the studio, and it's just eating up all my data. And so I went to Verizon to change my plan to unlimited, but the unlimited plans are a lie. You know, even with the unlimited, they maybe bump up your data a little bit, but when you reach that, it then slows it down. And then if you reach the next threshold, it slows it down again. And so, and all of them are kind of like that. At least that's what I've kind of discovered doing my research. So, like right now, we left the house. I've got a video that's uploading, and it's taking a while because they've already stepped me down because I've already reached that threshold of, I think it was 15 megabytes, I guess it is.
It should be gig. Gigabyte.
So I already reached the threshold of the 15 gigabytes, so they've already slowed down the uploading, so it takes forever now. So, and the other reason it's a problem is because the computer in the studio, it's a hotspot. And so I think that I'm going to have to get rid of the hotspot and go Wi-Fi. And so I've been asking around. I asked you, I asked Tony Avila, I asked my cousin Daniel. He does the technology stuff for the hospital. And so far I'm getting pretty much the same answer that you gave me, that the fastest one out there is Comcast Xfinity. That'll give me the speed I want. It's going to be another monthly fee.
Yeah.
But if I get that going, I can remove the hotspot line from my Verizon bill, so then it'll just be my cell phone only.
Right.
So my cell phone will be on a separate bill, it'll stay on Verizon, and then the Wi-Fi will be separate through Comcast. I guess it's hardwired, like you were saying.
Right.
And I Googled it. I guess AT&T is the other option, but they were saying if you're looking for speed, you know, downloading stuff, they kept saying Comcast Xfinity. So I guess I'm going to have to, you know, just like I always do, it takes me a little while to let it kind of sit in my head and kind of process it, and then eventually I'll get to that point where I'm ready to pull the trigger, and I'll call them up. What do? They come in and put a little box in or something? It's like the old-fashioned days when we were using cable TV?
Yeah, sort of. What I've got now is...
You have it at home?
Yeah, it's a receiver and a Wi-Fi. So, it used to be, I had a receiver and then I connected it to a wireless router to get Wi-Fi that I bought myself, and then that would broadcast the signal, throughout the house.
What do you got hooked up to? A lot of things or just one thing?
Right now, well, so my laptop, and then my TV. I've got a Roku on my TV, so I can watch YouTube on my TV and whatever. And then the boys, they can access it from their phone. So if they want to look something up on their phone, they're not using their data; they're using the Wi-Fi, and it's quicker too.
So you found it is faster.
Oh.
I think that's what I have to do because the amount of documentation and content that we're doing now, I'm on there all the time doing that, and it's just eating it up fast.
Yeah, and they have several speeds that you can get too. I can't remember how many gigs per second mine is, but it's not like the top, and it's still fast.
I looked that up too, and there was one called Pro. It was like the third. There's like the regular, the one that's a little bit a notch above the regular, and then there was the Pro, and I think it was $60. But if I'm gonna do it, and we're doing it so often,
Right.
I'm gonna do the Pro, and I think there were even two more above that, but those ones got really expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get away with Pro. So I think another expense is headed our way because of the downloading.
Right.
And I wasn't really expecting that. I just figured that hotspot thing was going to be just fine for us. But once we started doing so much of it, it's become a real problem. I thought going to the unlimited would solve the problem, but it really didn't. Not really. So, all right. So I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. The other thing I was thinking, we've been doing great on the Instagram ad and the Facebook ad. Remember we're doing the one is the whole album worldwide, and the other one is the song Girl worldwide. Remember when you were saying that since we're only doing $5 a day, $150, that people are clicking on it and that we're basically running out of money before we hit the rest of the world?
Yeah.
I want to test that.
Okay.
Because right now all we're getting is the Middle East, Africa, Asia. I haven't seen hardly anything from Europe, the United States. So I think you're right. We might be running. Sorry?
I don't want to interrupt. I saw you guys were. Are you guys doing okay out here? Any extra
we're
napkins or anything on the side?
I think we're doing great.
Good. Okay. Sorry for the interruption.
That's okay.
Thank you.
So I think I want to do an experiment. On the 1st of September, when we're scheduled to do the next set of ads, I know we had talked about doing just 2 more of the Tears and Smiles songs, whichever
Right.
those 2 are. I'm thinking maybe we just do 1 of the Tears and Smiles songs and run another ad and target just the U.S. and see what happens. Because if what's happening is what you're suspecting, that we're running out before it even gets to the U.S., then nobody in the U.S. even knows it's even out there.
True.
I find it hard to believe that we're getting such great response from this one section of the world and nothing from the U.S. There's got to be at least one person that likes it. So that's telling me that maybe, like you said, we're not even giving them an opportunity. That $5 a day just doesn't stretch over the whole planet.
Right. Yeah.
And if that works, if we do that thing to the U.S. only, and we get a good response then the next month, I think we ought to do one for Europe. And maybe that our strategy in the future is, instead of doing worldwide, maybe we target chunks
Yeah.
instead of the whole thing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that makes sense. I think that theory needs to be tested. The only other way you could do it would be to throw more money at it, so you can stretch further, which probably isn't ideal.
I wonder if that's better. If it is it better to do two $5 a days for $150, or one $10 a day for $150?
Well, we could try that for a month and just release one and do $10 a day on it. See if that increases our range across the globe.
That's how I pictured it in my mind too. I picture our ads popping up, you know, and they're starting to work their way across the planet. And every time somebody clicks on it, it takes money away. And eventually, it starts covering the planet, and then now we're out of money. And it didn't get any farther than wherever, you know.
But those markets, Asia and the Middle East,
And Africa.
are huge.
They're huge. Yeah, like I said, the phone's still dinging. Every day, 10, 15, 5.
India, like 1.3 billion people, and Asia or China is 1.4. You know, that's just two of those countries. Probably the two biggest or most populated.
Yeah, the Middle East, India's been huge for us. So I think it's worth testing. And like I said, I don't know which is better, to increase the amount or to break it up into pieces.
Try one. Don't really show much. Try the other. The only other thing, and I don't know, they probably don't allow you to do this, if you could start the time of the day when it launches for the day.
I didn't see that in the settings.
Yeah, kind of what I was thinking. But, instead of doing, 12:01 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time or whatever it happens to be, or New York time,
Yeah, it's too bad you can't have a picture of the globe and you say, okay, start right here.
Yeah.
We've already covered the Mideast, India, Africa, all of that area. Asia, we're getting a lot from Asia too.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. If you're only going to spend $5 a day and you're trying to cover the whole planet, you're only going to cover so much.
Yeah. And even though it's available at the same instant across the whole planet, some people are still in bed when it launches.
So they're spending that money before other people even wake up.
Right. That's my theory.
And then once we hit $5 per day, that day's done until
Right.
the next day.
Exactly.
It's going to slow down our release of the songs a little bit, or our ads for the songs, but
Can you adjust the duration? Does it have to go for a month, or could you say, I want to go for 10 days?
I can adjust the duration to whatever I want it to be.
So again, this is ideal because you don't get as much time length out of it, but the other thing you could try is trying to do a 10-day at $10 a month or $15 a month, which would be 15 would be your 150 again. Now you're only going to get 10 days worth, not a whole month worth. But as a way to test it, that means if you were $15 a day, that's 3 times per day what you're doing now. So you reach further in those 10 days. Theoretically, if my theory's right. So that's an option.
I like the idea of sticking with the $5 only because I think it'll allow us to compare apples to apples a little easier. If we do $5, we're going to have statistics on what we got using $5 for the whole world. And then if I do a $5 on just the U.S.,
Yeah, true, but we're looking at two different things. One is how well you played in the U.S. based on $5 a day. The other one is testing the theory that the $5 is running out before, the waking hours occur in other parts of the world. So, for that matter, you could go one day for $15 or $20 and see if you get other regions past that.
now I'm totally confused on what to do. It's like, oh, we do
Too
that.
many options, I know.
I think I want to keep the money amount and the duration the same.
Okay.
just for consistency.
Right. Then you got a target market.
Then I'm going to have to target the U.S.
Right.
And if we get the same response in the U.S. that we've been getting on this other one, that's going to be huge.
Oh yeah.
And then if we do another one where it's Europe, and if again we get the same kind of response, I mean, people are people.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that just because it's India, Asia, Middle East, and Africa that they like that genre and that type of music that much more than here in
Right.
the States.
The other
and
thing that
in
targeting
Europe.
the markets or the countries
The regions.
will help you understand where you're playing better.
Mhm.
You know, so that could be an experiment. I'm gonna choose one song. You know, whichever song you want to choose.
Well, I was going to do this for the album.
Okay.
Not for the
album.
song.
Okay, the album, that's fine too. And this month I'm gonna target the U.S. And next month I'm gonna target Europe. And the next
Yes.
month I'm gonna target South America.
Good.
And the next market, whatever market you want to choose, and see where you're playing the best, where you get the most attention.
Yes.
That could help you figure out where to focus. Because if you focus, even though it's the same amount of money for the same amount of time, you focus on where you're getting the most interest, then you're concentrating that money into one region where you're getting the most interest, and you're going to reach more people overall.
Yes.
Because there's still, if right now the Middle East is, waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and they're consuming your $5 for the day, before the next time zone can get it,
Yes.
then you can get more people in whatever region that you choose.
It kind of throws a wrench in the works too, because we were kind of doing two things at once. The ad that's currently running now is for the album, and then there's another one for the song. So does that mean that we need to do the same thing for the songs too, the individual songs?
Yeah,
Gary Vee would say, do it now while you can before they raise the prices.
that's true.
That's what he would tell you. He would say, you're getting huge response. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's the money part. Well, is it something you can absorb? Yeah. He goes, well, then you better do it now before I ask that question again later and you say, can you absorb it now? No.
Yeah.
Now it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So you're now bummed out because you wish you would have done it earlier, huh? Yeah. Right?
True.
It's like, oh, it's just like a commitment. That's okay. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. No,
So-
I agree.
Yeah. Which means even the song Girl that we're running now, which is worldwide, it's almost like we have to backtrack on that one too. It's almost like September needs to be run the album in just the US and run the Girl song just in the US. And the next month after that, run the album in Europe, run the next song in Europe, and and start chopping up the world into pieces. It could still be just the $300, we can still do that, but it's just going to take us a little longer to get to where we thought we were going to get.
Right. Yeah.
But if it's working,
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's doing two things. One is being sure that you're getting coverage, some sort across the globe by choosing a different market every month. And then it's also going to tell you where you're playing the best.
what's cool about it is it's almost like touring the world,
Yeah.
without even going anywhere.
Yeah.
We are getting attention. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting attention. Let me slide this out of my way here. Okay. So then I think that's what we'll do. Next month, we'll do an ad for the entire album, and we'll target just the US. $5 for a month, just like we have been. And I guess we do the Girl song again and target just the US. think because we haven't done that.
Yeah.
And then the month after that, we'll target Europe, and then we'll go to the next song, and then wherever, South America, Central America, Mexico, whatever. We'll break it up into pieces.
And is it girl that you're wanting to target right now because
I was
that's
just
the first album?
Yeah, I was just going in order.
Yeah.
In
right.
fact, we had already done the Cassidy song.
Right. Yeah.
So the Cassidy song is track 1. So I'm
Right.
just going in order. Track
Yeah.
2 is the girl song.
Really good attention on that one.
Yes.
I don't know.
And again, that was just. Let's see. Did we do worldwide on that?
Yeah, I think you did worldwide on that one, and you did just the U.S. on 30th special.
That's right. So we haven't even done just the U.S. for the Cassidy song. We haven't even done that.
Right.
Maybe I ought to backtrack just to keep it straight in my head, right? Otherwise, it gets confusing to have to remember.
This one here, but not there, not there, not there.
Exactly. But I think you're right. I think the only one we did U.S. was Hold On Loosely.
Right. We need to get a global map.
Yeah. Need a highlighter.
Get
I need to make another chart.
little colored push pins. 12 different colors.
I was telling Dana too, just to keep track of the videos, which ones I've done, which ones I haven't done. I had to make another chart on my computer. Now we're gonna have to have a chart just to remember. Oh, but the Facebook ad tells you. It's got its little thing. But yeah, I don't think we did Cassidy just in the United States. I think we did worldwide.
And you got tons from
We got tons.
Same region.
Same exact regions. So that's a pattern we've noticed. If you go worldwide, at least the way we're doing it, it's going to do that side of the globe for some reason first. And it's not going to even, you're not going to even have enough money to get to the other side.
Unless you can throw big bucks at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe just to catch up with myself, maybe I do 3 next month. Maybe I do Cassidy in the U.S., Girl in the U.S., and the album in the U.S. And then when September comes around, then I'm kind of caught up and back on track. And then the next one after that is what's after that? Baby Blue is the 3rd song. And even then, at that point, we can make the decision based on how we did. You know, maybe we might even say, holy mackerel! It's like, wow. So maybe we need to do 3 again. You know, I'm just worried about losing, prices going up down the road because it's going to take us a while to jump through all these songs. You know.
Right.
I don't know if we got a year, 2 years, or 3 years. You know, who knows? It could happen tomorrow, or all of a sudden we get on and it's like, oh shoot, price just went up by a couple of dollars or whatever, or $5. And then we're going to be bummed out. Okay, we didn't move a little quicker. Okay. All right. I think that's what we're going to do then. And that's coming up right around the corner. The other thing I've been doing, I mentioned I want to get the Christmas song going because we're already, end of August? I need enough time to learn it, record it, and get it mastered before Thanksgiving hits. I'd like to release it the day after Thanksgiving. So what I've been doing is every day I've been going to school, I've been listening to it, the Karen Carpenter version of it, because even though I kind of recognize it, I don't know it really, really well. And I've been doing it in a very casual, kind of nonchalant way where I'll play it like 4 or 5 times, and it's starting to become familiar, which is going to help me later when I actually start trying to actually sing it. It's starting to get more, every time I hear it, it's like, okay, I know what's going to happen here, okay, and oh, there's that little inflection she does, okay, I got it. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm already practicing just by hearing it over and over and over, and I'm liking it more and more and more, because the more I listen to it, the more I'm starting to pay attention to what's being said, and I'm already starting to get ideas in terms of what I should be thinking and how I should be reacting emotionally when I sing those parts, because it's like a little story. I barely realized today that based on the lyrics, she's singing as though it's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve. That's when this is taking place. It's not weeks before Christmas or whatever. It's actually Christmas Eve. So I think it's going to be a good song for us, though. So that's in the works. I'm just listening to it over and over and over. I haven't even mentioned it to Z or anything. Oh, and then the other thing that was kind of fun that I just kind of fell into, I've been using a certain website to print the, what does Z call them? The sheets with the music on it? The sheet music.
Yeah, sheet music.
I've been using a certain website to print those out for them. They usually cost about $5.50. And I was at school and I had a little bit of free time, and so I pulled that website up. I was curious how many of our songs that are on the first album actually have sheet music that Z could actually play piano to. Almost all of them.
Wow.
I was kind of surprised. One of the ones that I couldn't find was the Sweet song. You know, that one wasn't there, you know, but even the Frampton Show Me the Way, there's a piano version of it, you know. And the Elvis song, If I Can Dream, there's a piano version. And of course the Elton John was. The mellow ones, it makes sense that they would have, you know, piano versions of them. But even Badfinger, Baby Blue has a piano version. So what that told me in my head was, that means that when I'm done with Z doing the girl song on piano, even Beth, I says I can print another one of those, and he and I can work on it, and it gives us another opportunity to sing that live as well.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden the live opportunity where it's just me and the piano, me and Z, it went to like a whole nother level. I was like, oh shoot, I said this could be really cool. Because each time we do the live thing with just me and Z, it's kind of like going on tour and promoting the album. Because once we put it up, you know, on the different platforms, there it is. There's another one of those songs from that album. Oh, there's another one from that album, but it's a live version. So you'll have all the ones that are already on there. You know, we already have versions of us recording it in the studio, and we already have some versions of me kind of playing it around with a backing track.
Right.
And then we had the really nice mastered version. And so now we'll have one where I actually have a musician, and it's more stripped down because it's just me and the piano, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that's another whole kind of deal. Now, when am I going to find time for all that? I don't know, because I think the next step after, you know, right now we're still working on going to the Barrel House. So we've got, I think, this tomorrow. He and I are meeting, and I think we have one other time, right? And then we go.
Yep.
And then once that Barrel House is done, I think, just so that it's not stressful for me, I think I want to start working on the Christmas song at that point and get that just put away, tucked into bed, and I don't have to think about it. Done. And then maybe after that, maybe get another one of those pieces of sheet music on maybe Beth, and say, okay, Z, let's do this one. And then the next time we go to the Barrel House, it will have been a whole month. Then we do 2 songs. We'll do the girl song, even though we did it once. It's going to be different people, you know. So we'll do that one, and who cares if they heard it already? You know, maybe they liked it. We'll do the girl song, and we can also do the Beth song. So then we'll have 2.
Yep.
Now the downside to all that is it's making it harder and harder for me to find time to do the Keith Cassidy songs. You know, we've only got 2, but we're busy.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, that's all good.
Yeah.
We're busy. There's stuff going on all the time now.
Yeah.
Our timeline just seems like it keeps getting pushed out. But I think as long as there's new stuff going out, I don't think it really matters much, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think just pushing content is, you know, important. I mean,
In addition to
obviously-
these videos, it's going to be also, you know, some live content of actual
Right.
performance with
Yeah,
the piano.
that's what's most important. I mean, obviously, at some point, you want to put out another album, but
Yeah.
you know, so we got that, but it's not like that has to be, you know, January or.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think at least I had it in my head that I wanted to stay on this timeline of, you know, 1 year and then the next one, the next year and the next year. But
Right.
just so many things keep popping up. I don't know if that's going to be really doable. It just takes a while to get that stuff cranked out. Once we started adding all this video stuff, it started taking up,
Oh yeah.
you know, time.
Yeah, it takes up more time. Of course, we wouldn't be able to release them the same way you did for the first album. But what do you think you could do more than record? Just record more than one song in a month? With practice and everything in the recording?
I think the recording for the Keith Cassidy songs can happen very quick. because I know those songs really well, and the vocal range on them is not very challenging for me,
Right.
and I like them a lot.
So I guess what I'm getting at is if you wanted to get that album out, say, before next June, you could actually record the song and have the album ready for release. With all this other stuff we're doing, we probably can't get the live recording, the studio recording. We might be able to get the slideshow thing together, but maybe not because we're going to be able to take the pills. After the live's done, but then you could do that to promote those songs in the release. Just an idea.
Yeah, the other thing that's difficult is, Z's only there once a week. And so when he shows up, it's not that I don't have anything for us to do. It's an opposite problem. It's like, okay, do I want him to? Yeah, what are we going to do? Is this going to be a day where he and I record a new song for Christmas, or we record a new song for Keith Cassidy, or do we practice on his piano with sheet music to do a live performance? And there's only 4 weeks in a month, so
right.
Don't get me wrong, it's a nice problem to have, but
Yeah.
in some ways things are speeding up because of all the content, which is cool, but in other ways some things seem like they're slowing down.
Right.
So,
Right. But I think, content is key. And, as much of it as you can produce
And-
is key. You can't lose sight of the other stuff, but
the ads is content, going out. The
Yeah.
ads is what those Facebook ads and those Instagram ads are promoting the individual songs, which is obviously promoting that album. So, it was almost like a happy accident that we kind of didn't do or even know about all that ad stuff, because it allowed us to get everything kind of in place.
right, get the first album done.
Everything's done, everything's in place, and now it's like, okay, now we can just push out the ads, It's real easy. I just link to it, and there you go. So even though it made me feel like, at least on my end, sometimes I wish things were moving a little quicker, based on my phone blowing up every day, there's stuff happening all over. There's definitely stuff happening. And I can't ask Z to come, twice a week. I don't think he could. I don't think he would want to. Be more money, And I don't think I'd want to push myself that much anyway. It's like it's already enough. Because even when he's not there on his once a week, I'm busy doing videos and it keeps me pretty busy, dealing with problems of downloading and then last night I had to get on the phone with Verizon because I didn't understand, first of all, why it was so slow to begin with. And so I had to get on that little chat line of theirs, and it turned out that my Jetpack needed to be rebooted or refreshed on their end, type of a thing. And so they fixed that. And then all of a sudden I was able to download pretty quick. But I downloaded 2 videos, and all of a sudden it reverted down to the slow thing. And I was like, well, what happened? I said, well, you already hit your 15 gigabytes. Like, I only downloaded 2 songs. So I don't think that unlimited thing it's just not going to work.
Doesn't sound like it.
It's a lie.
Exactly. Yeah. Unlimited's still pretty limited.
Yes, the unlimited is limited. Yeah. So, okay, anything else? Let me think. I think I told you, I learned how to put a story on Instagram. Did I tell you that? Or was I still trying to figure it out?
Yeah. No, you did. And you posted a song for the day or whatever.
No, I posted the album.
Okay.
And that's the trouble I'm having. Instagram has this thing called stories, just like, Snapchat, sorry. Snapchat has this thing called stories, which is similar to Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
And I have no problem doing the stories thing in Instagram and Facebook. I got that down. And I'm putting both the singles on there and the album, and they go away every 24 hours, but I stay on top of it. So the challenge I was having was how to do that on Snapchat. And so I finally figured out how to put a story on Snapchat. and I've managed to do it for the album, but I still haven't figured out how to do it for the singles. And the reason why the singles is more difficult than the album is because I want to, you know how we have a picture for each one of the singles, you know, where it has the picture and the name of the single on it and the logo on it? I'm still trying to figure out how to pull in the picture and then attach the music to that picture and get it into Snapchat. And you would think it'd be really simple and kind of easy, like what I was doing with Instagram and Facebook, but for some reason it's a little bit more hokey and difficult, so I'm still trying to figure it out. But at least I got the album in there. Yeah. And the reason why the album was easy is because the image that I used for the album, I just happened to have on my phone a logo.
Take away your trash or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
And all this is in 2 days?
Yeah. We're all
See
done.
nothing on there, you know?
Thanks. The only reason I was able to do the album on the Snapchat is because on my phone I happened to have the computer version of the logo, and because that was already on my phone, I figured out how to take that image and roll it into Snapchat and to link my website to it. Whereas the singles, those are in Spotify. And so it's just a different little process. It's kind of hard to explain without it being in front of you, but I'm working on it. And again, I try not to stress myself too much. You know, once I figured out how to get the stories on the Snapchat, I was like, yay, at least I have, there's always something on there. It's just one thing right now. But I'll figure out how to get those singles on there. I just need to give myself a little bit more time. Let's see, anything else? Z's going to be there at 6:30. You going to be able to make that one, or are you going to... It's up to you. All I got to do if you're not there is turn on the power and hook up the speaker and turn the volume up. You know, I unplugged everything, but I'm number 1 and Z was number 3, so that I looked at it before I unplugged it. If you can make it, that's great. If not, don't worry about it.
They should be able to unless it comes
Yeah. Yeah, because we got to practice another at least 2 more times before we go. Let's see, what else? I think that's it, unless there's something. I mean, that's a lot. The other thing that's slowing down the videos, I'm going to sneeze here. Thanks. The other thing that's slowing down the videos is the IGTV videos can only be 10 minutes. So it takes me a while to kind of chop them up. I'm getting pretty quick at it, but it does take a little time. And that's why I had to build that chart. Because in my head, I was having a hard time remembering, okay, there's 4 of them. Did I do these 2 already, or did I do 3 of them already? You know, so I had to build that chart just to keep track of what I had done and what I hadn't done. So I got my chart now, so it's good. You know, like it'll say, you know, episode 6, and then it'll have 6A, 6B, 6C, and 6D. You know, episode 6 is the one that goes on to YouTube, where it's the whole thing. That one's easy. But the other ones, I have to take that number 6 and chop it up into pieces, and then I gotta keep track of have I uploaded it or have I not, and have I linked it, and have I not. You know, so hey. I think that's all I can think about that's really pressing. I guess I gotta bite the bullet on Comcast. So I guess it's one of those things, waiting for the cable guy, right? And once I call, I can have him do it on a Thursday morning or a all-day Friday. I'm free. And I'm gonna have it in the studio, just like you said, that way because of the soundproof walls, you know?
Yeah.
Right there inside.
That's going to be your best bet. You may or may not still be able to pick it up from in the house.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, that's where you're going to use it the most. That's where you need it the most.
I mean, I didn't have a computer in my house for years.
Yeah.
I have my phone, so I
Right.
need my phone. Okay, so we'll have to go with Comcast. Xfinity. There was nothing equipment-wise that we were needing to get that I can think of. I think we're good to go down the road. I know there's stuff down the road, but that we need right now, I think we're good.
Yeah. I'd like to. Did you ever hear from Alan?
I did not.
Nothing.
Yeah, and I figured, he knows we're usually there Tuesday nights, and so I didn't hear from him. I don't want to bother him, he's married, he's got kids, he's got a family, he knows, and remember we sent him that one text saying, hey, we're in the studio, front door's open, and I didn't hear one way or the other, so I'm not going to worry about it. All I need is that piano. It's like Captain and Tennille, remember? Say, Z, you get to be the captain.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll even get you a hat.
Yeah.
Like, I never talked to you, do you remember? That was the weird thing about Captain Tennille. He's like, he never said anything.
Yeah.
So, but I refuse to wear a dress. We might get Z a hat if he wants one, though. So no, I haven't heard from Alan, but I'm not going to worry about it. We just keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the ads, and I really want to see when we switch it up to the U.S. what kind of a response we get. I don't think anybody even knows about the songs or the album in the U.S. right now, with the exception of people that have somehow found us through YouTube or whatever. I think it's untapped. I think that's it. Let's roll out of here. All right, let's shut down. We're shutting down.